Thank you so much for your time. I would like to just begin my interview with a very basic question. Can you tell us something about your family?
Yeah, all right. Thank you for having me here as a uh, interviewee. I am from Panjgur and Garamkan Panjgur,
Mm.
and my family is there, and I studied in Panjgur, did my matric there. After that, I had my FSc in the Government Inter College Panjgur, and then I proceeded to Quetta for my further education in Science College, where I had my BSc
All right.
in 1987,
Mm.
and then proceeded to MA Literature Department in
All right.
English Literature in Baluchistan University,
Okay.
where I was a student there.
Mm.
And then USAID has some sort of a scholarship
Mm-hmm.
taking students from Balochistan. The first batch went from Makran, and the other two batches went from Balochistan. So I was among one of the last batches of students, and I went to USA.
Okay.
And before going there, we had our language course in Islamabad for 6 months.
Okay.
After finishing the language course, we proceeded to America, where I did my bachelor's in English language
All right.
teaching from Indiana University.
All right. One of the states of
Yeah,
United
from
States.
Indiana, Vincennes University, Indiana, and that's what it is.
All right. Can you tell us about your teaching career? How did you start it, and what was that motivational factor that inspired you to pursue a career of teaching English?
Well, this thing was there when I was in school. I had a sort of leniency in English subject. After doing my BSc from Science College, I was, a student a bit in a PSCC in Quetta, where I got involved with the English language. Kind of a love was developed,
Uh,
and I was there for 2 years and some months in Quetta, and at that time from 80, 86 to 88 and then 89, and then we I kind of studied a lot of English, and this started the courage, that motivation started from Quetta when I was a student in MA literature.
okay.
And I thought that I would be, it would be more comfortable to have my bachelor's degree in English language teaching.
All right.
So when I went to America, I had my degree in English language teaching from Vincennes University, Indiana, and graduated in 1993.
All right. I'm sorry for interruption. I basically want to know, you started it from your hometown, Panjgur. Yeah. Would you tell us something? Describe that particular. When did you start it, and how did you find Panjgur as a place to begin such a career in your life?
Well, at that time, English was not a very popular. English language was not very popular in Makran. The students had lacked at that time the background for further studies in different universities. And when I was in America, I totally concentrated my focus was that go back and teach in Pakistan. So for that purpose, I had to, watch videos, talk to my professors, and get involved with them. And so I tried to improve my, a style of teaching by observing my different professors, different teachers. When I was in the class, my especially focus was to develop a good pronunciation. I focused on that one, and some sort of writings also, and readings, and watching videos and everything. And also I thought that the people in my area, especially the Balochistan, and focusing my Quran for the first time, because I came from the district Panjgur, so I thought that I would start up with from my hometown. Definitely. When I graduated, and I did not go for governmental jobs and anything, I did not apply for anything. So I just started a language institute in Panjgur. And that time, I think it was kind of a strange thing in Panjgur. People used to mock, you know what I'm saying is that this, look at this guy, he's come from America and he tries to teach, like normally he's not going for jobs and everything. So I thought, well, it's okay, because that's my enthusiasm. My purpose was to spread English language in my hometown first, and then from move on from there in the future. So therefore,
Were there any specific challenges that you faced? And let us know, how did you solve them? How did you address those challenges and issues at that time in Panjgur?
well, definitely when you start a new thing in an area where people have no idea what's going on, and English language was a kind of a, like a very different thing for them, especially the males and females. So I started with the male in a building, and I had about sort of like a kind of a, not many students, but I had 60 students in the beginning, male students. And I had a partner, Saleh Baloch was with me, and I started up, and then he joined me. He graduated from America. He came back a few months later. He joined me. We were together, and we started in a 3 rooms building.
Oh, really?
And we didn't have those, like the facilities at that time in 1993. No facilities were available, so we faced problems, especially in the female section, because people did not send their kids to such a male teacher, especially the girls. So I thought that, why not to start charity begins from home. So I just, like gathered my family members, girls, and I transported them to the institute. I started teaching there, and slowly things, like became better. People thought that, well, it's a kind of a, like a good activity. So the neighbors around me, they started sending their girls there, and I people criticized me a lot, like people really in the gatherings, and in different gatherings, people started talking about me, that why don't you go for a job,
Yeah.
governmental job, like doing commission, PCS, CSS, and also a job. I thought that, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just teach.
Right. After facing so many issues in your hometown, definitely you have lots of achievements and successful stories in your life. Would you like to share some of those? Like after facing all those issues in your hometown, you achieved a specific goal from where you have some prominent stories of your students.
Yeah. I have had very wonderful students in my career as a teacher. I taught for 2 3 years. I worked very hard, and I did what I could do. And there are some, like I can story like of a student, Mr. Malik Siraj Akbar. He was one of my graduates, and my first batch graduates, they became teachers. They, like taught with me, started teaching with me. I just, asked them to teach. They were kind of afraid, but they then started teaching. Malik Siraj, I know, talked about, is that a special case, because he was a young gentleman, and he had all the potential of reading, writing, and he graduated from my institute, the second or third batch. Like then he started teaching with me. Then he became a journalist, a writer, and then he went to Chennai. Then he went to America. He became a journalist. He went to Harvard University, where he graduated. No, there are other, even I can quote that, one of my students teaching in like Dubai. There are many other students are teaching in different places in the world as a language teacher. So I have like some very good stories there.
All right. There is a part of your like story that after teaching for 2.5 decades in your hometown, you moved to Abchoki.
Well, yeah. Actually, the story is like that. I was teaching in Panjgur, and you know that there were some people that did not like my activity because students had to come from different areas in Panjgur. Panjgur is a kind of a big district, so people traveled miles to come to my institute because I was the only institute there.
All right.
And many officials, dignitaries visited my institute. They were very impressed, like governor of Balochistan, Amirul Mulk Mengal, Abdul Qadir, Aga Abdul Qadir Baloch, and there were other also people from like different forces. They visited me. They were impressed when my students went for the interviews for the in their for jobs. So when they saw them, they were very impressed. They visited me, and also people came from different areas into my institute. So they were kind of I was the only institute in there. Even in Makran, I started up alone, and I was the only institute in Panjgur. And it was just like a very peculiar thing for the people. And students started coming, and then students went to schools. They've faced their teachers, because of their speaking and their talents. Teachers started coming and learning with me. Even some of headmasters and some of the officials, government officials, there were different classes. They came to learn, like doing like this. This thing spread around. One of my students went to Gwadar. He opened an institute, Zahid Askani, and then he got killed there. And also I visited Turbat, I visited Buleda, I visited different areas, and where my students were sometimes teaching, I visited their institutes. And Zahid got successful in in Gwadar. And one of my students went to Buleda. He opened an institute there. He really served there for, I think, 4 or 5 years. Now he has his own school in Panjgur. There were my students going to Awaran, and they spread around everywhere. So I taught there at least for, I think it was for 18 to 20 years in Panjgur.
20 years.
Exactly.
Then you moved to Abchoki.
Well, yeah, because in the middle of in 2010, I had some medical issues with me.
Okay.
So I had to give up because of the doctor. He told me that you have to not teach a lot because I had some problems, physical problems. So I had to give it like a pause there. So I moved to Quetta in 2010, and people actually did not want me to move from there, but I had some medical issues. So from Quetta, then I had went through those treatment and everything, and then I happened to go to Russia for 2 years. Then I taught there in the university, English language. I was there. Then I came back to Panjgur in 2013. I started up again, and some problems, like there was a religious group. They called themselves jihadis, whatever you call them. They started up, they started disturbing me, my cause, my school. They started harassing their students. They went to beat the teachers and fire in the schools and everything. So it was a kind of a very critical situation. My family said that you're not secure and you should move from here, because one of my students, I told you before, that Zahid got killed in Gwadar.
Gwadar, yeah. Gwadar.
And I was compelled to move from my district. Otherwise, I did not want to leave my district, because people wanted me and people still want me. And then I moved to Habchoki.
Then, how did you find the environment of Abchoki?
Well, actually, it was not a planned that I was going to open a language institute in Hub. First, I had thought that I'm going to come to Quetta and have a language school here. And suddenly, I just went for some work in Abchoki. And there, my students are, students are in every district.
Exactly.
In every place, as you go to departments, to go to institutions, you find the students there. And I happened to go to Hub Choki, and then my students really asked me that you should not go to Quetta, you should come to Hub Choki, because Quetta is such a city that it has many language institutes. Why not to Hub? So I went to Hub. I was there, and then I opened an institute there, and I had a good, wonderful partner in shape of you, that you joined me, and we just worked hard, and then I started up there, and in the beginning it was kind of unknown thing in Hub Choki, because there was an institute, the hub was there, and I started in a private school, and then people started coming because of my past background of 20 years and serving language in Makran, and then it started like becoming very successful.
Like, what specific initiatives did you take or implement in Abchuki for teaching English language? And one thing more, I would love to know, like, since I know you, you suddenly changed your curricula. You were teaching a different course earlier than Abchuki. Then you start your academy in Abchuki and you introduce a new course.
Yeah, language teaching changes with the time, with the environment. You cannot be stagnant in one point. Being as a professional language teacher, I would say that you have to go according to the the environment, the change that comes in language teaching. It is language teaching is actually it's a very practical job, you know what I'm saying. But your course matters a lot. If you go for a good course, you can go for a good syllabus, you can teach in a better way. So I have this idea with me that you have to change in within years, within some years, within year or two, you have to just change your syllabus. So I used to teach streamline books in Panjgur. That time streamline was the only book available there, but with the time being, it got old and it got obsolete. So I gave up doing that. Then I went for the Pioneer American edition. When I came to Abchoki, I had ordered this from like Publications. I had the master, like all the package, master P, package that I ordered it, and I paid for that a lot of money. And that is a very good course that we am using. It's published in 2014 and 15. So I started with that course because I had to bring a change. You cannot be monotonous in your teaching. If you're monotonous, students would not learn. It gets boring for the students. The same thing you teach every time, and I advise the language teachers that they should go for change. If they change their syllabus, if they change their books, if they change their material, they can bring a better like environment, a better change in their teaching environment. So when I started in Hub, I changed the name of my institute. Before it was AELC, American English Language Center, when I was in Panjgur. But when I came to Abchoki, then I changed it into SID, School of Intensive Teaching. So because I moved from the district, so I also changed my course and my material, and also my focus was more on writing side, reading side, speaking side, because language stands on four pillars. It's like, for example, we said that we cannot just go for one only speaking. You have to focus four areas, four pillars: reading, writing, listening, speaking. So if you cannot focus on the four pillars, of a student is good at writing, it's not important that he would be good at listening. So Pioneer is a very good course. It's a very updated, modern, it really links with you with the modern technology and everything. And on the other hand, the course Streamline, that's a very old course, that's more conversational. In the Pioneer course, there is a intonation, there's a grammar, there is a speaking, there is a writing, there is listening also. Everything is there. Audio is there, and sometimes we have videos also there. So that's why I changed.
Then we see another turnout in your life, like you teaching for around 2.5 decades or more than almost 3 decades in two of the main districts of Balochistan. You take a decision to move to Quetta. Why?
Well, with the time being, I told you that change is very important. And I gave my institute in Habchoki 11 to 12 years. And there came a time that I think, and I thought also, that, that institute is standing on its feet. It's established. I produce teachers. I produce this good staff. Every time when we have the graduation ceremony, every yearly we have graduation ceremony, and we graduate students. I mean, like at least 100 students is graduated. You know, I had the human resource that I thought that my being staying in Abchoki is now not that important. I should move to a bigger city because I'm always after change. And in this case, that one of my teachers was already in Quetta, and he always told me that, sir, why don't we go for a branch in Quetta? And then another my few students visited Quetta, and this was the thing. Then the motivation came from my Sir Ali. He is a teacher, and then I just thought that, well, it's the time that I moved to Quetta, because Quetta is a city, and here I get university students there. In Hub, the problem was that most of my staff was from school, and students were young from high school. There was a college, but I hardly could get some students from college, because I teach writing. I teach some stuff which are really a good one. So I thought that Quetta is a better environment at this age, that I should move to Quetta.
Okay, how did you find the urban setting or semi-urban setting compared to your previous two districts that you served there?
Well, I spent most of my time in Panjgur, 20 years of my young age. Then I spent 11 to 12 years in Hub, which was a small city. And when I moved to Quetta, I'm kind of, I'm very happy, because most of my students, you see that they are from university. And the main focus was that, if you come to the capital of the province, like Quetta, you get students from all the districts in Balochistan. There I was, in Panjgur, students from Panjgur, they benefited from the institute. When I was in Hub, students from only Hub district benefited from the institute. Now I'm in Quetta. People come from different districts, from Awaran, from Makran, from Nushki, from Kharan, from Nasirabad, from Sibbi, from different Mastung, Kalat, Khuzdar. I get students from all the districts. So when you get students from all the districts, there's a variety. There's a variety. Because you already taught, you already gave the share to the areas where you are belonging, then Hub, then now it's time for Quetta. So I find Quetta a very good environment, and I find the students very hardworking, because I have a kind of cocktail population here, male and female. Here I have co-education. Here I have separate classes. So it's kind of a very good environment. I'm happy, and I'm happy for my move here.
Okay, let me add one thing more into that. Like, can you give us some a kind of explanation? Are you following the same curriculum that you are following in Ab City, or you have a kind of modernized it as you are in Quetta, that's the capital of the province?
As I told you before, that I'm after change, and in my teaching career, I have changed my syllabus many times. I change change individual areas of the course: listening, reading, writing, everything. In Habchoki, I taught academic writing a lot, and when I moved to Quetta, here the demand is for essay teaching, because we get competitive students here, and there is a more market, students are more interested in learning essays and for competitive exams. One thing I had started in Habchoki, reading culture, but it was not constant.
Uh-huh.
On and off, I had to, I gave students books to read, but it was not a like a compulsory part of the course. When I moved to Quetta, I thought that, well, now it's time for reading, because here you see there are so many libraries are here. Students from different districts come here for their medical and engineering preparation. They go to different teachers to take classes, and you get adult students. And there are many libraries are there. That's what I wanted. Actually, I'm very happy that so many libraries are here, and there are so many students are studying. They're giving time in the library. So I thought that why not to start a reading culture here? So with that reading culture, I just made it a compulsory for the compulsory. I mean, included in the course. If a
Yeah.
student
All right.
does not read a book within 20 days or a month, finish up the book and comes and takes the test, he will not remain my student. It's such an important, segment of the course that I have just put it there. And now, like here we have the reading, we have also writing, and our focus is more. And then we have speaking activities. I started activity classes here. Students are in the classroom, and then they come after the class, they come and discuss outside, because speaking skills have to be improved. For speaking skills, we show them different videos. We teach them how to, like to observe those speakers and learn those techniques. Especially we advise the students to even learn, even to like watch videos of native speakers. And also we give them ideas to go to watch English movies for their listening. And also we ask them to write stories. We have a website, so we usually ask the students, their write-ups are published in our website, Ink and Insight. So it's we bought that, um, domain, and the students' writings are coming, reading is going on, listening is going on, speaking is going on. We don't focus on one area, we focus on the four areas basically. That's my focus, because I believe as a language teacher that you have to focus all the areas. You cannot let one area be weak and one area be strong. And that's what mostly the teachers in Balochistan do. And I won't do that, because I have to be careful. They're all skills. If somebody is good at speaking, he's not good at writing. So that doesn't mean that his English is good. He has to be good in all skills. So I try to, amalgamate everything to include everything in the course that students benefit the most.
Okay, two additional things: reading culture and write-ups of the students. That you have a website where students write from different classes. It can be any type of story. Like, how did you deal the issue of traditional grammar-based approach of teaching English language?
Well, grammar is a part of the language. You cannot ignore grammar, but grammar, I would say that grammar cannot be ignored. But the thing is that, we have also included that segment in our course. Like, for example, we have Get Smart section. In the Get Smart section, we give different stories, small, to the kids to learn. And we also, in the book, there are grammar structures there. Because the course we use it in Get Smart section, there are about 6 levels are there. Get Smart 1, start from Get Smart 1 till Get Smart 6. All of them are of 2 months course. Totally one you can say year course is there. So if the students go through the Get Smart, and then he comes or she comes in the beginners class, we have also designed a course of grammar for beginners class, and where we teach parts of speech. Tenses are actually in our course. It means pioneer course. Every unit has a part of a grammar. Totally there are 12 modules are there, and every module is composed of 4 units.
All right.
Every unit has a grammar section. So grammar is basically in our course, in pioneer course, as well as in the Get Smart course. But since it's a junior section, so there's not much concentration there, but there is a lot of concentration in pioneer course. So we have a lot of grammar in our course.
Okay, let's come to the social structure of this capital city. Since it is the capital of Balochistan, you must have multilingual classrooms. Like, how do you handle such a class where there are Blavi speaking, Baluchi speaking, Pashto speaking, and some other regional languages that are very common?
I understand what's your concern. Basically, it's a good question. The thing is that, there's one purpose they come to the institute, and that's for English. Whether they're Pashto, whether they are Bravi speakers, whether they are Baluchi speakers, they all are. Here they come, they become a student. Now, for me, it's not a new culture because I spent time here. It's a Baluchistan culture. I understand the mentality of the people. I understand their, the norms in the class. We have co-education here. But besides, these things, they are very friendly. We have a good environment. There's nothing like wrong with that. Any person from Pashto or Bravi or Baluchi culture, people, Baloch, Pashtun, they are same. They really are good students. They're very hardworking, all of them. And we have no issues, cultural issues here. People come from different backgrounds. One is from governmental school, one is from private school. We have a differentiated, like classrooms, activities there. We individually, we task the students. If he or she is weak in area in grammar, we task them to study grammar, and we give them. Otherwise, we teach everything in the classroom. So we have no issues there. We have no issues of culture for something very different. I don't think we have issues.
Okay, let's come to your experience. How do you address this question if I ask you, like, were there any teacher shortages in your academies of three districts? Sorry? Were there any teachers shortages in your three of the districts, like in Quetta, Abchoki, and Panjguru? First. Second, how did you deal the parental involvement in your academy on your academic affairs?
Okay. Basically, we have been teaching English language for the last 32 years. My students are everywhere. Quetta is a capital city. Lots of my graduates from Hub, from Panjgur, they are already here. They're as a student. So here we have started last November. We started on the November of 2024.
24, yeah.
We have not had any shortages. I have a wonderful, staff here. Graduates from Habchoki, I have them here. Graduates from Panjgur, I have them here. So I don't think I have any issues. Parental issues are that, we usually do not face any parental issues because we have 1 hour class, and the students are in an hour they're done. Like we started from 3 to 4, one session, then 4 to 5, second session, 5 to 6, third session, and 6 to 7, the fourth session. So students are here for 1 hour. If they have some small issues like absence, I'm very strict on that one. I never forgive a student. I always consult them why you are absent. Even sometimes I call the parents that why your son is or your daughter is absent. So this is the issue that maybe other institutes ignore, but I do not ignore that. Absence is dealt strictly in my institute, plus homework. If anybody doesn't do his homework, he's off. I don't have him. In some areas, I'm very strict. Yeah.
Okay, as an head and as a icon of English language teaching, how do you see, what do you think, in your opinion, what systematic changes are needed in Balochistan's education system to improve English language teaching?
First of all, I'm not iconic. The thing is that I'm a simple teacher. Basically, there are so many issues inherited in this educational system and throughout the country, especially Balochistan being the most backward area. Syllabus issues are there. The books issues are there. Examination issues are there. Checking issues are there. I don't know from where to talk about. So many issues are there in the system. They all need political will. They all need change. Syllabus needs to be changed. Strategies need to be made. There are different, there are so many strategies in the world. Examples are there. If we take some, syllabus or examples from other world, we can change ours. And English is one of the most important part of that because our education, our courses, our official language, everything is in English. It is the need of all, it's the need of everybody. So I think many changes are there to be met.
Okay, let's wrap it up. What are your expectations from Quetta?
Pardon?
What are your expectations from Quetta?
Well, I'm trying to make an institute. I might go for a language school in the future, like a writing institute, a very well established language school, which my name says, that school of intensive teaching.
Intensive teaching.
I'm trying to go for a language school where my dream is that there should be different classes for listening, for reading, for writing, for speaking, or the four pillars. I have different teachers for that. So if somebody comes here, he should be in a good way taught, because I was a student in America and I was taught that way. So I might go for a language school in Quetta, and I would like to, my students, if they're graduated, I I dream that they become readers, and some of them try to become writers, and many writers have really come from the institute before. So I would like them to be reading a lot, and I wish that that I can produce writers in Quetta, readers and writers. Somebody who graduates from an institute should be an avid reader and should be a very good writer.
Okay, I have observed one thing in your banners, in your logo. There is a specific statement: "We make a difference." What does that mean?
Yeah, you. It's a very good question, but because if you look at my past in Panjgur, I worked very hard there. I tried my best, and there people felt a change. Teachers who were with me, then they went to their, in their career, they taught, they learned from me the skills, and they, took them with them, and then they gave them to their students. And people think that a change was brought in Makran, especially in Panjgur. Then I went to Habchoki. Habchoki, we worked there for 12 years, and we produced such good writers, such good, individuals, that they are now in different fields of their lives, and they are even students are in different universities. People felt a change, and inshallah, in Quetta, after some years, you feel a change. You feel the total language and teaching environment would be changed, inshallah, if we continue like that. We try to change the language teaching environment in Quetta. If I'm successful, if I'm if we continue this struggle that we have it, we bring a change in language teaching, in language learning, and with a better environment, with a good name, inshallah, in future. That's my slogan.
My final question would be: what advice would you give to aspiring English teachers in Balochistan, especially the ones who want to begin or start in remote districts?
Well, basically, Makran's education was revolutionized because of language institutes. People think that Makran's education ratio is higher than the other districts, especially Panjgur and Turbat. Barkat Ismail really worked hard. Zaid Baloch worked hard, and Gwadar Zaid, late Zaid Askani worked very hard. In Panjgur, I was there. Sometimes we were together. And, the ratio of education really, went higher. The thing is that, a teacher, when he opens a language center, when he should not focus only basic, only speaking. He should teach the students skills to the students, because those students become teachers in the future. They are going to open institutes in different districts. If you give the skills to the individuals, you teach them the skills to improve, not only to speak English, not only to write English, not only to read English, but those basic skills that a student learns from a teacher. If you like impart those skills in a individual, a teacher, then he or she moves to the area he or she serves there. So our focus is to inculcate those skills to a student. And I would advise those individuals or those teachers that they should give those basic skills, whether he becomes a language teacher or a school teacher. Those skills should be carried from the institute to the other institute, and that institute must reflect the mother institute. That's what I give the message. If somebody graduates from SIT, he opens a center in a language center in Kharan or Nushki, he should reflect me. He should produce such individuals that we try to do it. Because I was his teacher, so he should not go simply to teach him how to speak English. Nowadays, social media, there are so many sites you can even learn how to speak English. But the thing is that, teachers do not teach them skills. Skills are taught. Tomorrow another institute will be opened in Kalat and Khuzdar and Kharan and Nushki. They should carry them. They do not give them those skills, and they do not carry those skills to their areas. That's the problem, actually. And I advise them to give them those skills.
Your final message to the people of Quetta.
I would, my message would be very simple to the students in the universities and the schools, especially the kids, the parents, that they should bring their kids to SIT, that we can build their basic skills in English, because courses in English. If you go to the university, courses in English, medical college, engineering college, all the universities, your all syllabus is in English. If you don't know the basic skills in English, how would you go for further studies? How would you become a successful, how can you be successful in your domain or field you graduate? Because if you graduate from Baluchistan University, from BUTMS, or from anywhere, or from SBK or anywhere, you should have those skills, practical skills, and those practical skills can be learned from the books, and books are in English. They should come to SIT. That's a very good opportunity. They should learn those skills, and then it can help them in their courses. It can help them in a practical life, and they're corresponding as officials, and tomorrow they have to work. So they should come to my institute, and they should come, though if they are not here, they should go to a near institute where they can learn those skills from those institute, and they should carry them in their hometown or in their practical life.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.